Greetings and salutations, and welcome back once again to the start of a new series. Yes, I know it's been a while. I've had my break, and this looked like an interesting scenario to share with you all. As always, Napoleonic. In this case, it's in campaign Leipzig, and it is called Ney at the Katzbach. Now, let's quickly do, there we go. So, in this case, I am playing the French. So, my forces are under the command. So, let's get started with the overview of my forces. So, we are the Army of the Bobr, led by Maréchal Ney. We have the 3rd Corps under General Soyam, the 5th Corps under General Lauriston, the 11th Corps under Marshal MacDonald, and the 2nd Cavalry Corps under General Sebastiani. So, and then between them we have the 8th Division, 9th Division, 10th Division, 11th and 39th, plus the Cavalry Brigade and the Reserve Artillery of the 3rd. The 5th is the 16th, 17th and 19th Divisions, plus the 6th Light Cavalry Brigade and the Artillery of the 5th Corps. And then the 11th Corps is the 31st, 35th and 36th Divisions, with their Cavalry Brigade and Artillery, and then the 2nd Cavalry Corps with the 2nd Light Cavalry Division, the 4th Light Cavalry Division, and the 2nd Heavy Cavalry Division, plus Artillery. So, opposing us is Marshal Blucher's Army of Silesia. Right, it's just wagons. Okay. It's a 36 turn scenario. The weather is overcast with a chance for rain. Yeah, a chance for light rain by 8 p.m. 8 p.m. 8 a.m. So going into further depth with our forces, we got a good chunk of chasseurs over here in the 5th Corps Cavalry Brigade. Here we have Rochambeau's 19th Division spread out around the village with some very chunky battalions. Yeesh. That is a chunky battalion, even chunkier. Here we have Pathod's division. And then we have General Masson's 16th Division. There's the heavy battery. There's the heavy guns of the corps. And then the sappers of the corps. And Lauriston himself. Here we have Maréchal Ney. Plus we have General Carpentier's 36th Division. Some decent sized battalions. And good 24 guns. And then the various sappers of the division near the bridge, and some Italian sappers as well. Here we have Marshal MacDonald himself. We have the Cavalry Brigade of the 11th Corps, which interestingly has no Frenchmen in it. It's the Italian chasseurs, the Würzburg Chevalier, and the Neapolitan chasseurs. So that we have General Lederer which is a fairly small division at only 6 battalions, but all things considered, I think that's perfectly fine. Because if we go into... I know that is somewhere. Here we go. 31st. Yeah, very small division. But likewise also has some Neapolitans. You've then got General Gerard, who is got a bunch of Frenchmen and even Italians in his division under Zucchi. And then there's the Corps' heavy guns. So that's MacDonald's Corps. Here in Cosendal, we have Breyer's 8th Division of the 3rd Corps. We have Delmas's, which again is a fairly chunky division. We've then got Delmas's 9th Division of the 3rd Corps. There's Soyham himself with the various heavy guns of the Corps, plus the Corps' supply wagon. Next to them we have Sebastiani and General Saint-Germain and his heavy cavalry, which includes the Carabineers and quite a few cuirassiers. We then have General Albert with the 10th Division. We have Rossel with the 2nd Light Cavalry Division, which has some Lancers and Hussars. And then you've got General Ricard's 11th Division, plus Exelman's 4th Light Cavalry Division, which is just more light cavalry. Shocking. And then we got Burman's Cavalry Brigade belonging to the 3rd Corps itself, which has the Baden Dragoons and the 10th Hussars. And then finally over here, because I'm not really counting these various the various pioneer units, we have General Marchand's 39th Division, which have Baden Line and Hessen. We've got the Hessians, including the Prince of Hessen. So, looking at the battlefield, we've got the Allies spread out along here. We've got Landwehr reservists, I believe, and grenadiers. Uhlans guns and Landwehr cavalry guns and probably rifle-armed Schützenkompanie. Cossacks, and that's about all we can see at this moment. So, going to another screen real quick so you'll see this pop up. This is my plan for now. So, Soyham and Sebastiani are gonna swing, as you see, down here and look to slam into the Allied right flank. At which point, I'm just using about 15 turns after Marshal MacDonald to attack after about 15 turns to hit the coalition front. That's just a rough estimate, nothing more, but that's sort of the plan. So as Soyam and Sebastiani look to slam into the Allied right. He will look to hit them in the front. This division is to cross the river and join the rest of the 11th Corps on the eastern bank of the river. And when the time comes, it will join the assault, possibly following along the river bank. And then General Lauriston is to hold this line and distract and hold down the Allied left. And as I note, if noted that the Allies are drawing forces from their left to reinforce the right, versus Soyam, he is to attack and basically force them to make a choice between drawing forces off to reinforce their right or keeping them there to stop Lauriston. They won't be able to do both. That is my intention anyway. And then Marchand is probably going to march since I didn't actually make a note for Marchand, he's probably going to march down the all the way down the highway and basically become the extreme left flank of Soyam as he pushes southwest. That's the theory. Will it live up to reality? That's the question. So, that's the situation. That's what we are planning to do. So, we are going to call this an episode because it's literally just an overview. It should be noted, this is 1813, so the Grande Armée does not quite have the same quality it used to before Russia. So some of my units are questionable at best. Some case in points here. Quite questionable troops being D quality. So I'm going to have to do what the French did historically in 1813, which is make up for that with massed artillery. But for now, I think that is going to be it for the episode. Here's the Katzbach itself. So, for now, I thank you all for watching. I hope you are looking forward to this new series. If you are, please consider hitting that thumbs up or leaving a comment. Let me know if you like the video format. Let me know what I can improve, what sort of strategy you might go for in my situation. But until next time, bye bye for now.